All right, let's dive into Secrets of the Millionaire Mind.
Yeah.
We're going deep with T. Harv Eker today,
Okay.
unpacking his strategies for wealth creation.
Right.
And not just, the what to do to build wealth, but like the how,
Right.
the actual steps.
Absolutely.
And get ready for some seriously actionable insights, even if you're already pretty familiar with personal finance stuff.
Yeah, we're going way beyond just like summarizing the book here.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about like mindset shifts, specific tactics,
Yes.
really how you can apply these principles to your own life and finances.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Aker really hammers on this idea, and it's so central to his book. Rich people have their money working hard for them, while most of us, we're stuck working hard for our money.
Yeah.
But thankfully, he doesn't just leave it at that.
Right.
He digs into how the wealthy actually achieve this.
It's about leverage, creating systems that generate income, even when you're not, actively trading your time for dollars.
Right.
Think about it like this. Imagine owning a rental property.
Okay.
That property is out there working for you, generating income,
Right.
even while you're sleeping.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. But I mean, for a lot of us, it
Yeah.
feels like a pretty big leap from where we are now.
Right.
So how do we even begin to make that happen,
Yeah.
To shift our thinking and our actions?
Well, Eker digs into this concept of financial freedom, right?
Okay.
Being able to live your desired lifestyle
Yeah.
without having to rely on a traditional job.
Okay.
And to achieve that, you need to build up these passive income streams that exceed your expenses.
And he breaks those income streams down
Yeah.
into two main categories.
Right.
He talks about money working for you and business working for you.
Right.
Can you unpack that a bit?
Yeah. So money working for you is all about putting your money to work in investments.
Okay.
Things like stocks, bonds, even things like peer-to-peer lending platforms. These are all assets that have the potential to appreciate in value over time,
Right.
essentially making money for you while you sleep,
Okay.
just like that rental property we were talking about.
Okay. So that's money working for you.
Yeah,
And then there's business working for you.
right.
I think this is where it gets really interesting.
Yeah, it's not just about, passive investing.
Yeah.
It's about building systems and structures
Right.
that generate income,
Right.
Think about, creating and selling online courses, building an e-commerce business that can basically run on autopilot,
Yeah.
even developing an app that generates revenue through subscriptions.
Oh, wow.
There's so many possibilities.
Yeah. This is really resonating with me.
Yeah.
It's about being creative, finding ways to leverage your skills and your knowledge
Exactly.
to build something that works for you even when you're not like actively working on it.
Precisely.
I love that.
And Eker argues that most people actually struggle with this concept
Okay.
for a few reasons. One is our conditioning. We're raised with this idea that you have to trade your time for money.
Right.
The classic 9-to-5 mentality.
Yeah, it's what we're exposed to growing up.
Yeah.
So how do we break free from that thinking?
Well, Eker says that we need to reprogram our money blueprint, which is this kind of, this set of beliefs and habits that we have around money.
Yeah.
And this leads to the second reason people struggle, which is lack of education. We're not taught these concepts in school.
So true.
Most traditional education focuses on, preparing us for jobs,
Right.
not for building wealth.
Right. Yeah.
And so if we're not exposed to these ideas, it's no wonder we don't even consider them.
Right. We don't prioritize what we don't understand.
Yeah.
And that lack of awareness feeds into the third reason, which is lack of attention.
Oh,
We're just so focused on the day-to-day grind
right.
that we don't even take the time to explore
Yeah.
alternative ways of making money.
I think so many people can relate to that,
Yeah.
that feeling of being stuck in the rat race. But Eker's message is incredibly empowering, you know? Like, hey, there's another way. You just got to shift your thinking and start taking action.
Absolutely. And that's where the concept of long-term thinking comes in.
Okay.
Eker emphasizes that rich people, they balance spending on enjoyment today with investing for freedom tomorrow.
Right.
They're not always sacrificing the present for the future,
Yeah.
but they're always thinking about how their actions today are going to impact their financial well-being down the road.
Yeah. It's about finding that sweet spot, right? Like
Really?
enjoying life now,
Yeah.
but also setting yourself up for a secure and abundant future. Exactly. And it all ties into this idea of delayed gratification.
Okay.
Rich people are okay with delaying gratification.
Right.
They understand that the biggest rewards often come from patience and persistence.
You know what? My in-laws are actually like a great example of this.
Oh, yeah.
They owned a small variety store for years.
Okay.
Nothing fancy,
Yeah.
but they consistently saved a portion of their earnings and invested it wisely.
Hmm.
And by their late 50s, they had built up enough wealth to retire comfortably
Oh.
and travel the world. It's so inspiring to see, the power of long-term thinking and disciplined saving.
That's a fantastic example.
Yeah.
And it really contrasts with, this tendency that a lot of us have to seek immediate gratification
Mm-hmm.
to kind of mask dissatisfaction in life, which can lead to things like overspending,
Right.
falling into the trap of retail therapy.
Oh, retail therapy.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
I know, right?
That impulse
Right.
that promises a momentary mood boost.
Right.
But then you just end up feeling empty and maybe even a little guilty.
Right. And Eaker argues that this often stems from a scarcity mindset.
Okay.
We feel like we're lacking something, so we try to fill that void
Yeah.
with material possessions.
I see.
But true fulfillment comes from within,
Yeah.
aligning our actions with our values and, building a life of purpose and meaning.
So it's not just about changing our financial habits.
Right.
It's about changing our whole perspective on wealth and abundance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Eaker shares a really compelling story about one of his students, Natalie,
Mm-hmm.
who struggled with overspending.
Okay.
And she realized that her spending habits were rooted in resentment towards her parents' frugality. She was trying to prove something,
Right.
to kind of rebel against their perceived deprivation.
That's a really good point. Sometimes our financial behaviors
Yeah.
are driven by these deeper emotional patterns. Right.
That we're not even aware of.
Exactly. And for Natalie, the turning point came
No.
when she became aware of this pattern.
Okay.
She started to make more conscious choices
Yeah.
about her spending, aligning her actions with her values rather than
Right.
reacting to her past.
And there's that great story about her resisting the impulse purchase of this expensive coat.
Oh, yeah.
It's a powerful example of how awareness can lead to real change.
It really highlights this idea that we have the power to choose our responses,
Right.
to break free from those old patterns,
Mm-hmm.
and create new, more empowering habits.
Yeah, it's about taking control of our financial destiny.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Making choices that align with our, goals and aspirations.
Exactly. And it all starts with understanding our own money blueprint
Right.
and recognizing those beliefs and those behaviors that might be holding us back.
Right.
And once we have that awareness, we can begin to, reprogram our thinking. Yes.
And create a financial reality that truly serves us.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, great.
That was a really great overview.
Yeah. Let's dive a little bit deeper into one of Eaker's core principles, which is this contrasting way that rich and poor people view a dollar.
Yeah, it's amazing how such a simple difference in perspective can have such a huge impact on our financial outcomes.
It really can.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, we touched on this earlier,
Yeah.
but for a lot of people, a dollar represents immediate spending power. And it's about getting what you need or what you want right now.
Good.
But Eaker points out that, the wealthy, they see a dollar as a seed with the potential to grow into something much bigger.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like they see the potential energy within that dollar,
Right.
the possibility of transforming it into something more valuable.
Yeah, it's about shifting from that scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset.
Yeah.
Instead of thinking about money as something that's constantly slipping through your fingers,
Right.
you start to see it as a tool for building lasting wealth.
Exactly.
And one of Eaker's favorite tools for building wealth is real estate. He talks about this a lot in the book.
Yeah, he does.
Shares a lot of his own stories to kind of illustrate its potential.
And he's not just talking about, becoming a real estate tycoon or anything like that.
Right.
He actually shares this anecdote about his own parents who were, not wealthy by any means.
Okay.
But they managed to, secure a comfortable retirement.
Wow.
Thanks to a really strategic real estate investment.
Oh, I'm curious. What was their strategy?
So they purchased a 3-acre parcel of land
Okay.
for pretty modest $60,000.
Okay.
They held onto that land for 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
and eventually it appreciated in value significantly.
Oh, wow.
They ended up selling it for $600,000,
Wow.
a tenfold return on their initial investment.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Really underscores the point that, you don't need to start with a fortune to build wealth through real estate.
Exactly. It's about making those smart decisions,
Mm-hmm.
having patience, and really understanding the long-term potential of property ownership.
I remember he also talks about his in-laws
Right.
who, took a slightly different approach,
Right.
but achieved similar success through their small variety store.
Yeah, that's right. They didn't have extravagant incomes or anything,
Right.
but they were really diligent about saving a portion of their profits
Yeah.
and consistently investing those savings.
Mm.
And so over time, those small, consistent investments grew into this nest egg
Wow.
that allowed them to retire comfortably in their late 50s.
It's a powerful reminder that, like, even with small amounts, consistent effort over time
Yeah,
can really add up.
absolutely.
But I think for, a lot of people, this idea of investing, especially
Yeah.
in something like real estate,
Right.
it can feel intimidating. Like
Yeah.
it's this game that's reserved for
Mhm.
the wealthy or,
Yeah.
or people with like specialized knowledge.
Yeah, that's a common misconception.
Okay.
And Eker stresses that you don't have to be a financial expert to get started,
Right.
but you do need to be proactive
Okay.
about your financial education.
So where does he recommend people like begin their investment journey?
So he really emphasizes this importance of continuous learning when
Okay.
it comes to personal finance.
Okay.
He recommends reading at least one investment book a month,
Wow.
subscribing to reputable financial publications,
Okay.
attending seminars or workshops
Mm-hmm.
whenever possible, just to kind of deepen your understanding of these
Okay.
financial concepts and strategies.
So it's not like a set it and forget it approach.
Sure.
You got to be like constantly learning and staying ahead of the curve.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The financial landscape is always evolving.
Yeah.
And to really thrive,
Mm-hmm.
you need to be a lifelong learner.
I like that.
And you don't have to be a financial guru overnight,
Right.
but you do need to be proactive
Gotcha. Okay.
about your education.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're back for the final part of our deep dive into Secrets of the Millionaire Mind.
All right.
And we've covered a lot of ground.
Yeah,
Mindset shifts, investment strategies, even the importance of giving back.
absolutely.
But I think now it's time to really get down to brass tacks.
Yeah, let's do it.
What can our listeners do today, right now, to start putting these principles into action?
Well, that's where Eker's Millionaire Mind actions come in.
Okay.
And these aren't just vague ideas or anything like that.
Right.
These are specific, actionable steps that you can start taking right now
Okay.
to start shifting your financial reality.
All right. I am ready to take some notes.
Okay.
Let's break it down. What's the first one?
The first one, and maybe the most important one, is continuous learning.
Okay.
When it comes to personal finance, Eker really, really stresses the importance of this.
Okay.
He recommends, reading at least one investment book a month,
Wow.
subscribing to reputable financial publications, attending seminars, workshops, anything you can
Right.
to really kind of keep expanding your knowledge and stay ahead of the curve.
So it's not just like a set it and forget it kind of thing.
Right.
You really got to be like actively.
You got to stay engaged.
Yeah.
Engaged
Yeah.
in learning.
Okay. What's the second action step?
The second action step is to shift your focus from active income to passive income.
Okay.
And this is where we move beyond trading our time for money
Right.
and start building systems that generate income even when we're not actively working.
Yeah. I mean, this is where like the real magic happens.
This is it. This is the key.
This is how we create like true financial freedom.
Yeah.
But how do we actually like start to make that shift?
Well, Eker, he challenges us to brainstorm at least 3 specific strategies
Okay.
for creating passive income streams.
All right.
And this could be anything,
Yeah. Okay.
from investing in dividend hits and stocks
Yeah.
to creating and selling online courses.
Okay.
He encourages us to really think outside the box and explore options that align with our interests and our skills.
It's about like finding ways to leverage your unique, strengths and passions
Exactly.
and create something that generates income kind of on autopilot.
On autopilot. That's it.
I love that.
Yeah, and don't limit yourself to just one strategy.
Okay.
Diversification is key.
Okay. So like explore multiple avenues,
Yeah.
experiment, and see what works best.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay. Action step number 3.
Action step number 3, buy real estate.
Okay.
Eker is a huge believer in the long-term wealth building potential of property ownership.
Okay.
And he really encourages people to take action, even if it's, starting small.
And he has that great saying, don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and wait.
That's it.
It's about like taking that leap and building your portfolio over time.
Exactly. And explore partnerships if you need to.
Okay.
Research different financing options. Don't be afraid to get a little bit creative.
So those are the 3 key action steps. Get educated, shift to passive income, and invest in real estate. Sounds, pretty simple when you put it like that.
Right.
But I imagine it takes a lot of like discipline and commitment to really like implement these changes.
It does. But remember, building wealth is a journey, not a destination.
Right.
It's about making consistent progress, learning from your experiences and adapting your strategies along the way.
And it's also about, shifting your mindset, right?
Yes.
Embracing that abundance mentality that we talked about earlier.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Eker really emphasizes that, our beliefs about money have a profound impact on our financial outcomes.
Right.
If you believe that wealth is scarce
Right.
and only attainable by a select few, you're probably going to, sabotage your own efforts.
Yeah.
But if you believe that abundance is available to anyone who's willing to put in the work and adopt the right mindset, you're going to, open yourself up to a world of possibilities.
It's about, believing in your potential to create wealth.
Exactly.
And living in alignment with that belief.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that actually brings us to a final kind of provocative thought that I want to leave you with today.
Oh.
So Eker talks about how rich people, they see every dollar as a seed that can be planted to grow into more wealth.
Okay.
It's not just a unit of currency, it's potential energy.
Yeah.
Waiting to be unleashed.
I love that reframing. Instead of thinking about money as like something to be spent, we can start to see it as a tool for creation and growth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I invite you to consider this. If you truly believed that every dollar you spend is a seed for future wealth, how would that change your relationship with money?
Wow. Yeah.
How would it influence, your spending habits, your investment decisions, your overall financial strategy?
It's a really like powerful question to think about.
Yeah.
As we kind of wrap up our deep dive into Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, it's been a really insightful journey exploring the inner game
It has.
of wealth creation.
Yeah.
And we hope you've gained some valuable knowledge and some actionable strategies that you can apply in your own life.
Absolutely.
So remember, financial freedom is not a pipe dream.
No.
It's an achievable goal.
Absolutely.
For anyone who is willing to embrace that right mindset, cultivate empowering habits, and take consistent action.
That's it.
So believe in your potential, invest in your financial education, and never stop learning and growing.
And as always, keep diving deep